Thank you for visiting our channel. Today I came out to review and also quick unbox this Android box. It is called Tanggula and it's modeled X1 series. Again, you can see that the box has some nice writings on it, but now going through, we will capture everything. Or as you can go around, you can see the box is really nicely designed. And before we go next, I do not want to forget to tell you that it's time for you to click the subscribe button. Make sure you share this with your friends and family, and make sure you click the notification icon and select all in order for you to know when we have a new video out. Plus, click the like button. It really motivates us to make these type of videos quickly for you. On top of that, if you have a question, drop them at the bottom of the video. We'll have to help you out ASAP. Alright, so you can see that the box has a nice, really colorful and shiny writings right on the top and also around it. And once we open the box, and we take the components out, here are all the components. It comes with a user guide, and you can see that it is nice and colorful. It has a lot of information inside, which we will try to cover in this video. There is a user manual that is part of it. Now this one also have a lot of information that we're trying to cover in this video, but it talks about how you can switch applications, close applications, how you can turn it on and off, also back screen, how you can be able to play your external storage, which a lot of people ask these days, and also going under Wi-Fi functionality and WLAN hotspot, how you can use this as a regular hotspot, and also has more information inside. Now if you do require this so you can see it, it will be available on our website with your request. Now it also comes with this remote. Now this remote is regular IR remote. You can see the IR on the top. Now going in the front part of it, you have the actual power button, menu, home, and then four-way navigation with the OK in the middle. You also have the return key, which is really big, and also you have volume down and up and the static mouse. Now I have to go to the back, and there is a little part that you can open. It will take two AAA batteries, which is not included in this box, but I have to mention that these days, since we are in 2020, we're really required to have a air mouse and not a static mouse. But I am sure this will be really functional when we start using the actual box and the app that is made for this box. This will be only one that will work accurately. If you are going to get a air mouse remote, yes, some buttons will be not functional, but most of them should be okay. But this is IR. It also comes with a power adapter, which is 5 volt 2 amps, and this is created for Canada and United States connection. If you are going to purchase this for different part of the world, when you ordering it, make sure you select the proper power supply so you can get it. Except that this part is a little bit bigger than the usual for the other boxes. We can see that it is about a meter long, and it is accurate for the box we're going to use. There is an HDMI cable inside of this box. Again, we cannot tell that if this is 1.4 or 2.0, but it is pretty much going to work for your box and how you're going to be able to connect it. Again, this is about a meter long. Here the best part is the actual box. It is pretty light and it is sitting inside of a plastic. So once we try to take it out, here's the first look. So there is a little plastic in the front so you do not get it scratched. This is going to be the LED. Once we turn it on, you can see it, but on the top it is nice and red, and again it has a little film that you can take off, but you can see that it says the name right on the top, really big. And then once you take it off, it looks pretty good. And when you take it off from the front too, there you go, it looks pretty nice. I like that little cut, the way that they have designed it. And then going on the side of it, you have a SD card slot, then you have one USB 3.0. Now going right here is another USB 2.0. It is kind of on a curve, so I'm not sure if when we're going to connect how it's going to be, but we will show you that. And then you have a Ethernet connection, and then you have the AV connection, the HDMI connection. You also have an optical audio connection, so you can connect it to regular stereo system. And then you have the power, which is 5 volt 2 amps. Going on the other side of it, there's nothing there, but once you go on the bottom, it has a lot of holes for ventilation, and also have the little sticker that will tell you what type of chip it's going to use, and also how many gigs of RAM and how much internal storage it has. And the model number is also there, but I want to mention that this do indicate if you ever misplaced your power that it does take 5 volt 2 amps so that we can power it up. But this is how the box really looks. It's not bad. Again, it is very touch sensitive. You can see that it takes the fingerprint residue right away, and you have to clean it all the time. But again, once you leave it on the desk, it looks beautiful. And let's get this connected right now. So when you are going to connect, make sure you connect a HDMI wire first, and then connect the power to it. Now if you do have an air mouse, go ahead, connect that too. So here's the hard part, is remember that there was one connection right in the middle. There you go. So you can connect your dongle. Now this is my little extension that I have for my remote. So we will capture to see exactly how it looks. And there you go. When it's powering up, you can see that there is a time, and also there is a little light that turns on. That means this box is powered up. So once you turn on the box for very first time, you will get their logo. And then there is a little animation with a sound. Now when it goes to main screen, this is what you're going to see. So first thing first, you can see the icons on the top are accurate. And then you do have a little brush. You can click on it so you can kill all the apps in the background. And the time is accurate, and also the date, which is taking it from the internet. Now the background is something that you can change by just clicking here. You have two folders. The one that we're going to select is the first one. This is the default background that originally came with, but once you press back, it will save it. Takes a couple of seconds, and it goes back to the main screen, or should take it to apps, and then you will see that it's changed. This is a little bit user-friendly look than the one that we had before this. So you do have a little file that is a shortcut to your file browser, and you can have anything inside of your USB. You can connect it on the side of this box and you will be able to play. You have apps, which all the apps that are installed inside of this will be able to see, and then the settings will take you to settings so you can set up your Wi-Fi and more. Now you do have Google Play Store, which works, and also that's how I installed some of these apps. So let's go one by one and do some benchmarking. In this way we will be able to cover more. First thing we're going to go to is going to be AIDA64. And you can see the processor is AM Logic. Model number is X1 series. It is 4 GB of RAM. And you have total memory that is available. The internal storage is 64 GB. But I have to mention that most of them has been used by the OS, and also some cache and some apps that is already installed. That's why you only have this much available. Bluetooth on this is 4+. And now going under CPU, you will be able to see that it is quad-core processor, ARM Cortex-A55, and it is running on 1908 MHz. The actual board is made for 64-bit, but they are running it on 32-bit. Now you can see the CPU range is 1908, but it is running roughly between 250 up to 1000. But again, it's not bad. CPU utilization is there too. The scaling governor is inactive. And once we go to display, it is on 1080p, and the DPI is roughly about 91 DPI. The GPU is running on G31, which is a really good for 4K and 60 Hz. And you can see the OpenGL is 3.2, which is required for OS 9 that is running on S905X3, which this box is. Now under network, nothing has been set up properly because of the OS and OS limitation, and they didn't touch it. Now going under battery, you will be able to see that the USB is set up under it. Going under Android, as you're going to see that it is OS 9 Pi, and you can go down a little bit. You can see all their fingerprints and more. The kernel is there too. And how they set up everything is, keep going down, you will see more. This device is not rooted. You have the access right there, so we do not have to run any other apps for that. The device information is there. And yes, it is running on Linux. That's how these things work. But these are all the USBs that is part of it. How you're going to see the speed is all going to be here. So that means USB 2.0, USB 3.0, and that is just the power portion of it. This is what everybody likes to see, is the actual codecs, that which one is loaded. So the one that we are looking for is the H264, and then going down to H263. Now this should also have VP9, which is right there. VP8 is there too. So that means is your apps should be running smoothly. We will get out of this too. The next thing we want to go to is going to be Antutu benchmark. Now I have to mention that this app is not part of Google Play Store. You have to install it separately. And this is the number that we got for S905X3 chipset that runs 4 GB of RAM and 64 gig internal storage. The next thing is the Geekbench. Now we have already run this, and this is what we have got. I have to mention that for single core I only received 131, and for multi-core I only received is 434 on the firmware itself. But again, it's not bad. The next part we want to go to is going to be Netflix. Now Netflix on this SSD, it's to do with all of the certifications that Netflix requires. It's very expensive for somebody like this box to get a HD. Forget about UHD, just a regular HD Netflix. It's very expensive and it is not worth it. So the one that is there played on this is the one that is compatible. And if you uninstall it, we do have different videos to show you how you can reinstall it back and get it up to date. But it is SD quality. The next thing we want to go to is going to be YouTube. So you can see that this app can play your YouTube in 4K. So you can go to quality itself and you can see that it is set up on 4K. Even if your box is set up on 1080p, it will still play 4K. It will show it on the screen as 1080p. You can see that right there, that this is running on 30 Hertz, but it is 4K. So best thing that I would say is you can see it is VP9 Kodak, but it gives you a proper color, and everything is set up properly on this for YouTube app. Alright, so the next thing we want to cover is one of the apps that is part of this box. Is going to be their Live TV. Now as soon as you launch it, since when you buy it, there is a really faded writing at the back. That's going to be your username. And that's going to be able to tell you how long you're going to have the Live TV. So you can go to the actual app and this is what you're going to see is their name on the top, the date is proper, you have little notifications. If you like something, it will be underneath of this. And if you can see it goes under favorites. And also if you have recorded anything, it will show up there. But for that, you're required to have either a USB thumb drive that is over a 64 gigabyte, or you have to have an external hard drive that is compatible to Android boxes. You will be able to record and make sure that it is USB 3 and it is compatible to Android. Except that you're not going to be able to record. Now this goes for all boxes. Alright, so let's go through. There's a settings you can go to, and this is where you're going to be able to play with a lot of things. Even you can do a speed test and it will tell you how good your speed is with right now connection. So since I am connected via Ethernet, you will be able to see your speed. I know that it shows really good numbers and it is a good app. So let's just get out of this right now. You can see this is my upload rate, this is my download rate, and I am connected via LAN. I will cover that in a few seconds. There is a little discrepancy about that. So we will get out of that too. And we can go through and you can see your time shifting EPGs there too. You can set up your time. It will help you out. Your streaming format is going to be here. You can set that up too. Also your automation is there. You can set that up too. A lot of things are inside of it, which is really cool. If you want us to cover that too, please ask. We'll have to make another video for that. Your VPN, if you have a VPN, you can set it up directly inside of this app. Alright, so we will get out of that and then go on inside of Live TV. Now what they will bring for you, this app is out there. You can download it and you will be able to have your own IPTV loaded too. Only thing is that they have customized this to only go to them or to the actual Tanggula. And this way you will be able to get your channels. So you can see that the link is very, very big. There's a lot of things that they cover, but a lot of these are not really categorized properly. I know that it says CA, US, and everything, but I don't see it that they have a proper category, so that way you can directly go into something like music and you will see US, UK and all that together. But it's all here. I am sure that once you go inside of it and you make a favorite, it will make things easier for you. But once you go to all, you will see all of the channels that is going to show up, and if it doesn't have a icon, it will just show Tanggula, which is really cool. So if you want to cover one of these, which I'm trying to find one that doesn't have much information, and I'm going to just blur out the actual screen, but it is very clear. You will be able to see anything you wish, and it will show up. Once you click on it, it takes a couple of seconds and it would load that channel. Now it doesn't matter which one. You can see that it is loading and it just shows up very, very quickly. But this is how it's going to work. And it says all, and you can click on that. You will be able to change it to favorite. I have not favorite anything. And you can go to entertainment. You can see everything is written there for you. But this is how you're going to be able to see. So some of these icons I'm also going to just blur out. So since I cannot show it, it is not going to show up. But everything is there that you really need. It's all going to be here. So that's not the only thing we will get out of this. The next part is movies, and this is their VOD, or video on demand. So you can go through it and you can play it. So it doesn't matter which one you want to select. So I will just select horror movies, and here are all the links and pictures that will show up. You can select one of them, and this is how it will be showing. You can also watch the trailer, or you can click play, and then it takes a couple of seconds and it will start playing for you. That's how easy it is to play with that too. As my understanding, when you go to movies, it should be there. And you can also click on here so you can download the EPG, or electronic program guide, for your channels. Now all of them does not have the EPG, since the provider that they're using does not have that EPG portion of it loaded for all channels. But some of them that do work, they are accurate, which will stand out. We will get out of that too. Here is all the EPG that shows up, and with the screen that we have to blur out. So you have the name here, and then it shows the channels, which I have to blur out the names, but you can see what is going to be able to play inside of it. And you can also go to catch up. Some of these channels that you can go to should be able to go back a few days, so if you missed anything, you will be able to watch. You can see that this provider that they're using does not have that catch up set up, so you cannot process it. But once you go to your live TV, you should be able to select one and make it as a favorite. And you can see that you can make more screens, and you can watch 4 stations at the same time, which is really cool. And there you go. Right now it's playing 2 channels. So I cannot really show you the full screens, but I'm sure with this blurriness you will be able to see that 4 channels are running at the same time. And that's the beauty of this app. Alright, enough said about this. Let's get out of this. So once you totally get out, you can click on this brush to clean all the apps in the background. And now we will go to the last part, which is going to be your speed test. So now here comes some discrepancy. Let's go first to our network. It shows that I'm still connected to 5G network. So it doesn't matter how many times I try with the Wi-Fi, it always shows over 100 megabit, which is, we're not complaining, we really like it. But I could not reach over 200 megabits. I have a gigabit internet, and when I tested with another box, I got 600 megabits of download and 32 megabits of upload. But you can see that the maximum I reached was 199 with my actual 5G network, which I usually get a really good numbers. And you can see that my ping is only 14. You can see I'm 12, but it looks like it is still not going to give me a proper number. So it looks like it is pushing, because it's using the same router, it's giving me a different number. So I'm not very sure if the app is working or it's something with the box. Here's another thing. I'm going to show you back of the box. I know that they have printed, and also on their website, that this box is a gigabit LAN. It is not. I only got is 95 for the download and 32 for the upload. But when I did it again, I only got is 95.2 for the download and nothing more. So now, saying that, I'm not done yet. I'm going to use Analytics. So I'm going to go through and install Analytics, and then we will launch it. This is going to be the last test before we call this box good or bad. Till now, I really like how this box is set up. But again, there are some little pushes by the actual box creator that we need to do a little more. So you can see that my download rate reached about 100 and then it goes down. Now I am connected via LAN. So it's 101. That means it is a 10100 LAN connection, not a gigabit. I know they are advertising it as a gigabit, but it is not a gigabit. And yes, you will be able to play even 8K with that speed. You need about 42 to make it 4K. So you need about 60 to make it 8K. You're getting 101. So that's why it's good. But again, the LAN connection on this is only, you can see I'm on the LAN, is only 10100. Alright, so here was our take on the Tanggula box. There is a lot of love that comes to this box, and in a very small information mistake printing on the box, but the design of the box is phenomenal. I have to mention that anybody who wants to buy this box, you're not going to make a mistake. The chipset, the RAM, and the internal storage just speaks by itself. But when it comes to internet speed, you saw that it does the job accurately. The only thing is that I believe they have misprinted a few things. That's about it. Links will be available where we can order this from at the bottom of this video. Except that I hope you guys like this video. If you do like it, click the like button, subscribe button on the top, comment on the bottom. Always remember to visit our own website, which is xctex.info. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and other social networking places, and thank you.